What's up guys, and welcome back to another video on this channel. Today I have something special for you guys. Today we'll open 100 silver packs and most importantly 100 free silver packs. Yes, you're right. All the packs that we're going to open are free. I did not pay anything for it. Just check out the link in the description below. I link a video there where I describe you how it works, how you can generate free silver packs, actually unlimited amounts of free silver packs. It is related to the bronze pack method, but you don't have to pay anything for it and you will not lose players from your club, so it basically doesn't cost you anything. For the 100 packs, it basically cost me 2 to 2.5 weeks to generate all of them, so that is pretty good timing, I think. 100 free silver packs. The way I will make this a little bit more interesting, I will have a little bit of a challenge. I want to pack from those 100 packs, I want to pack 10 players that are useful for my squad building challenges. So there are league squad building challenges that I haven't done yet. I think 4 leagues are not yet completed. That is Liga NOS, so the Portuguese league, the French Ligue 1, the I think I also have the Liga BBVA still open, plus the Mexican Liga Bancomer. So these 4 league squad building challenges, I still need players for them, and obviously silver players are pretty useful for those leagues as well, especially the rare ones that are sometimes price fixed. So I will add a counter to the screen where I will basically try to get 10 of those players that are useful for me. Also, I want to get 1 inform. Now this week is not particularly good for silver informs. I think there's only 3 of them in the current team of the week, but with 100 packs, so 200 players, there is still a decent chance to pull 1 of the 3 silver informs. With that said, I will get started in a second. I will open the first couple of packs with you guys, and then I will fast forward and skip to the packs that are interesting, if there are any interesting ones, which I hope, of course. But obviously you don't have to sit through me opening 100 packs, because I will also have to put the players in my club, put the players that I already have on the transfer list, so it will take a little bit of time, but I will add the challenge, plus I'll skip to the interesting packs to make it more interesting. With that said, let's get started guys. Check out the link in the description to get to find out how to get those packs, but now we're about to open them. Let's start with the first one, Harry Kane on it. Obviously he won't be in it, but let's see what we get. The first 2 players that we pull the first player is a Swedish player, Bowman, and the second one is an Englishman that we already have in the club. So we send Bowman to the team. Actually, we will send both of them to the team. We will also send Stevens to the team. And let's see if we can, yes, we can indeed put the other one on the transfer list, so that obviously also gives us a little bit of a coin boost once I list all those players up. Now for some reason FIFA is a little bit slow this weekend, not sure why, but let's get started with the second one. The second one of 100 free silver packs. What do we have in this one? We have a Spanish player. If I'm not mistaken, he is from Liga BBVA. He is from Liga BBVA, so that is the first useful player, 1 out of 10. That is my goal today, so let's try to get 9 other ones. The other player is from the second Italian league. Not particularly useful at the moment, however, that team that he was from was in one of the previous marquee matchups. Speaking of marquee matchups, I did record yesterday's marquee matchups, the one with so not the international version, but the new version that was released yesterday. However, my Elgato did not, or decided to not record it properly, so I cannot upload that video on YouTube. The next pack contains Eredivisie player and a Colombian player. I already done with the Dutch squad building challenge, so that was no useful player, at least not useful as of right now. The Colombian player might be useful in the future. Next one is a player from the South African League, if I'm not mistaken, and another player from the K-League, which might come up at some point. Obviously, the Japanese League was just released as a squad building challenge league. Check out the video on the channel if you're interested what I packed in those packs. But for now, the Korean player is not one of the useful ones. We get another player from the same club that we already got Bowman from in the very first pack, another Swedish player here. And the second one is a Saudi Arabian player. With that said, I skip to the interesting packs for now. I will see you whenever we post something interesting. Alright, next up again a pack with Harry Kane on the front. Let's see what we get in this one. We get an Argentinian player from Braga, that is Liga NOS. Let's see if we indeed still need him. Yes, we still need him, so that is the second player that is useful for us. So 2 out of 10 done. Let's send both of them to the club and move on to the next packs. Let's see what the next pack contains. Hopefully one of the other useful cards. We get a player from the Turkish league, I think it is, or is it from the Mexican? He might be from the Mexican league. Yes, he is from the Mexican league, from Veracruz. Leudo, the Colombian player, so that is the third useful player. Actually the other one, oh no, he's from a different league. He is Colombian as well though, but we have our third useful player. Let's send him to the club. Next up, another James Rodriguez pack. Let's see whether we can have the useful player number 4. We get San Juan, the Chilean player, so he is not one of the players that we're looking for, but the second one is from Ligue 1, so that is useful player number 4. Abid, the Algerian player from Dijon, which is one of the Ligue 1 teams that I haven't completed yet, so Abid is definitely useful. Next up, we have another pack that contains Marco Reus. Haven't had many of those yet. So let's see what this one contains. We get a Mexican player, we get Molina. He is from Liga Bancomer, so he might be useful. Let's see, he is no duplicate, so that is useful player number 2, guys. This method, check out the link in the description, as I said before, how to get those packs. It takes a little bit of time, but as you can see, we pull useful players over and over. Obviously not in every pack. But we're roughly, I think this is pack number 24 that's coming up right now, and we have already 5 players that are useful for squad building challenges, and this might actually be number 6, guys. We get a player from Liga BBVA. Let's see whether we have him yet in the club. That would be amazing. We don't have him yet, so this player from Deportivo Alavés, Sobrino it is from La Liga Santander, so that is useful player number 6. Maybe I should have set the goal higher. I was thinking that with 100 packs, it's obviously 200 players, and obviously I have some of the leagues already checked off. I have a lot of silver players in the club already, so I wasn't really thinking that well, we sell this guy because he's not tradable, but I wasn't thinking that 10 would be too low, but we already have 6 useful players. We don't have an inform yet, so that goal is still to be reached. Let's see what we get in this one. Anthony Martial on it. We get a Leicester player. That is not too bad. Rare silvers are obviously always good to have from the good leagues, and the second player is from Ligue 1, so that is, what the heck, that is useful player number 7, Pavlovic, the Croatian player from Angers, another Ligue 1 club, and another card that we don't have in the club yet. 2 more players have been added to the club. Let's see who we can add next. Hopefully an inform. We still have to pack the inform. In this pack we get a player from the Saudi Arabian league, Fofana, one of the rare players that is not Saudi Arabian, but the second player in the pack is Gutierrez from Querétaro, Liga Bancomer, so that is useful player number 8, guys. We're already 80% done with our useful player goal. Pretty decent, so let's send those 2 to the club. And obviously also in all the other packs that I haven't shown you, there are a lot of players that I could put in my team and put the respective counterpart on the transfer list, so I can also sell these players later. And obviously some of them, because they are from squad building challenge leagues, will go for quite a bit. And we get another player from Liga Bancomer, if I'm not mistaken. That would be useful player number 9. Yes indeed, we had Aguirre from Pachua, another Liga Bancomer club. So another player added to the transfer list. Hopefully I have enough capacity on my transfer list. I wasn't thinking I need the entire transfer list, so I didn't clean it up totally. And we get a Montpellier player, Marvaux. Let's see whether we have him in the club already. I know he's from Ligue 1, and we don't have him yet. So that is it, guys. That is useful player number 10. We're done with the first goal of this video. Marvaux is added to the club, so that is useful player number 10. As I was saying before, these packs reward you guys, and it's not, you don't have to pay anything for them. You obviously have to put in some work, but you don't have to pay any coins, you don't have to give away any players. They come for free over time just by doing the bronze pack method. And we get useful player number 11. We get Garcia again from the Pachua club. I think I might be able to complete this team after I'm done with this video. I think it's the 3rd player that we get from this team. So I will add him to the club for sure. And Tapia, the Colombian player, I will definitely see if I can sell his counterpart. No, unfortunately I cannot, so I will discard him for no coins at all, but that is fine because the other player obviously was useful. Let's open the next pack, one of the Harry Kane packs again. Let's see whether we can start a streak of useful players. We get Troisi from Melbourne Victory, an Australian player. Let's see what player number 2 is, and it's another useful player, guys. Useful player number 12. It's Santos from Boa Vista. Let's see whether we can also find some random nationalities that are not particularly common, as we just have added the Comos player to the team, and we have Berigo, the French player. Not sure if he is from Ligue 1, so that is useful player number 13, Berigo from Angers. Now, we are halfway done, 50 packs have been opened, we have 13 useful players already. Let's see how far we can take this. We get another French player, and he is from Celta Vigo, so that could be a useful player if we don't have him yet, and that is indeed the case. Useful player number 14, Beauvu, I think is the pronunciation. We will definitely add him to the club. Alright, we basically half an hour into this pack opening, so obviously it takes some time to open these packs, but as you have seen, it is pretty rewarding as we get a Zahibo, the French center defensive mid, and we get another useful player from Bastia, Saint-Ruf, the French center back from Bastia, so that is useful player number 15. Let's definitely not sell them. Let's especially since we can't sell them. Let's put both of the French players to the team and then start with the next pack. So we have 45 packs left to open. Another Di Maria pack. Let's see whether we can start a streak. We get Gyasi, Dutch right mid, I think it was, and the second player is another useful player from Portugal and Granada CF, another Liga Santander club. We add the goalkeeper, Silver. He's a silver basically. Let's add those players to the club as well. The silver useful player number 16. Next up, another pack with the Manchester United player Martial on the front. We pull from the Swiss League Sar. Not sure what the nation is, so let's quickly check out the nation, and obviously also the second player. We pull another useful player. We pull Diallo. That is useful player number 17 from AS Monaco, obviously Ligue 1 player, so he was useful, and the nationality is Mauritania. Didn't know how that flag looked like, so something new learned today as well. Alright, we have 39 packs left, so we basically opened 61 already. We are 60% done with this pack opening. We get Simon again. We pulled him before, so we can definitely discard him, but we get him. We get useful player number 18. We get Arevalo Rios from Uruguay, and he plays for Veracruz in the Liga Bancomer, so we will definitely need him to complete this challenge. Thank you very much, EA. Useful player number 18. Let's send him to the club, and because we pulled Simon before, I don't even have to try to sell his counterpart. I can just discard him right away. Let's see what we can get next. Another Di Maria pack. We now need 2 more players to get to number 20, and Guillemets might be the one to bring us to number 19. Do we have him already? No, we don't have him yet. So Mr. Guillemets, the Mexican player, plays for America in the Liga Bancomer, is useful player number 19. So by now I think the transfer list will be big enough. We have 20 spots left, and we have around 30 packs left to open, so that means 60 players, and obviously not all of them will be duplicates. And we get Mr. Joubert from Caen, definitely a Ligue 1 club. Let's see whether we have him in the club already. Maybe not, which would be nice. In it, this is the case. He is Mr. number 20. He is the useful player number 20, so we doubled our goal. I tried to get 10, and by now I'm already at 20 useful players. Let's see whether we can. I still need the inform, so let's see whether we can get the inform first, and then my second priority is to get more useful players. But Mr. Kota might be another useful player. He might be number 21. Let's see whether we have him already. No, we don't. So Mr. Kota, useful player number 21. so we are in the final 10 now. We are 9 packs left to open. Let's see whether we can get a couple more useful players. We haven't had any in a while, as we get Evandro here from Udine, I think was his team. And we get one of the Toulouse players. We get Bodiger from the Toulouse team. That is useful player number 22. Let's see. Well, I can't check how much he goes for because they're untradeable. But some of the Toulouse players are price fixed at 10k, I think. So that was definitely a good addition to the team. Hopefully I'm able to complete this team without any investments, which would be the ideal case. And we have Cuero, another useful player potentially. He is from Liga Bancomer, I know that badge. And we don't have him yet, so that is useful player number 23. Alright, 2 packs left, guys. We have Di Maria and Anthony Martial. Let's go with Di Maria first. We have 23 useful players so far, still no inform, so that looks highly unlikely by now, but obviously we crushed the useful players goal, which was 10 in the beginning, and by now we are, as I said, at 23. One more pack left to open. Let's see who is on the front of the final pack. It is Di Maria again. Let's open the final pack now. Let's see what we get. Is it the inform that we were looking for? It's not the inform. Is he useful though? He might be. Silva from Tondela, I think, is the club. Or is it Tondela? Not sure. It's a Portuguese club though. It's Silva from Santa Maria. That is useful player number 24. And since that was also the last pack, we'll add those two to the club and we're done with this pack opening, guys. 100 silver packs were opened. All of them were free. They were created with the bronze pack method and with a little bit of a trick that I'll show you in the video that is linked to in the description down below under this video. Check out the method, how you can generate those packs for free. I generated 100 of them over the past 2.5 weeks, opened all of them now, and we got 24 useful players that we still needed for the remaining squad building challenge leagues. I think out of the 24, 1/3 was from the Mexican league, 1/3 from Ligue 1, so the French league, and the remaining third basically split even between the Spanish, the Liga BBVA, and the other league that is still open, which I just forgot which was still open, Liga NOS. Liga NOS and Liga BBVA, roughly 4 players each, and then 8 respectively from the Mexican and the French league. So what I'll do now is to list up all the players that I was able to put on the transfer list because I got the untradeable duplicates. I'll also let you know how much coins I generated by doing this in the comments down below. Let me know, guys, are you interested in this method? If you are, and if you are doing this method, let me know in the comments down below what you pull. There are obviously 3 informs, 3 silver informs in this week's team of the week, and as you have seen, there is a bunch of useful players available that you can get with this method. That's it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next video. Good luck with the free silver pack method.